Welcome, lovers and leaders out there. Welcome to another time with me, Dr. Sarah B., your industrial organizational psychologist, your life coach, spiritual advisor, and friend. So, I was checking out Glassdoor early this week, and I saw a question posted in one of their chat rooms, right? And here's the question, all right? It says, how many employees on here look at post-secondary institutions that people went to, and how much of that plays a role in hiring? Okay, so post-secondary institutions, in other words, is schools that you went to after like high school, right? That you got your bachelor's degree in, for example, master's degree, PhD, for example, right? And how much of that plays a role in hiring? Well, let me say this. Depending on what field you want to go into, say for example those traditional fields like medicine, even engineering, law degree, right? Yeah, those are pretty competitive, and yes, people are looking at the ranking of the institution that you're going to. People do want the best minds, at their employment, right? And but of course, they're gonna getting the best ranked person. They'll definitely will be paying more for that person, right? So yeah, if it's like traditional roles like that, I can see how that can make a difference. But believe you me, I know some people that, for example, in medicine, they went to institutions in those kind of Caribbean type organizations, not like Ivy Leagues, and they, you know, they got employment, they got their residencies, and they were hired in the hospitals that they eventually started to work in, right? So again, it depends on the person that's hiring you. Depend the kind of organization it is. If it's very much like a very academically driven institution, and like you're wanting to go into something in the health field, yeah, they may. But let me really keep it 100% in this day and age. All right, with so many opportunities for people to generate income. All right, employees are looking at experience. Okay, employees are looking at what did you do as a result of this degree that you're holding. Your resume is telling a story of what opportunities have been open to you as a result of the degree, and those opportunities in terms of jobs, for example. What did you do there? That, I don't care what institute, you could be an Ivy League, but like, what did you do at that previous job that you had? All right. um and it's that experience. People care about the experience. But to keep it also 100% too, if you did get to go to a very prestigious post-secondary institution, right? Employees are looking at that, and they're assuming this person's gonna expect us to pay them more. All right, as opposed to your peer who also has a post-secondary degree, maybe not as a high-ranking institution that you went to, but you know what, that person has experience. May not have to pay that person just as much. That person gets the job and eventually starts even making more money anyway. So that, the type of institution you go to can play to your favor and also can play against your favor, depending on the budget constraints of that hiring manager, depending on the culture of the organization. All right, you may have gone to a really great school. They don't care. They care about your attitude. They care about your experience. Some people, they don't care what kind of school you went to. They just care about your attitude. Are you going to fit into the organization? Okay. And are your skills transferable to the job at hand? Or are your skills a really great match for the job that you are applying for? And also, with the Donald Trump of it all, telling folks, okay, that, is removing these, student debt forgiveness programs. I don't know in the next 3, 4, 5 years and beyond if the generations are actually going to decide to enroll in post-secondary institutions, especially those that cannot afford to pay for their student loan outright. They may not decide to go to have these degrees anymore. So yeah, employers are not going to be looking at that, are they? All right. The level of playing field is going to change. As more less people start enrolling in these institutions, yeah, employees are really going to drill in to what knowledge have you accumulate as a result of the degree, not necessarily where you got the degree. All right. And like I keep emphasizing, the experience. You can get a degree from uh, not so high ranking institution, but that person has done great work with the knowledge that they acquired from that degree, far beyond than potentially a person that has a degree from a notable college. All right. So to this question, are employees, here looking at post-secondary institutions? Listen, I have someone that I know, she gets 2,000, 3,000 resumes per week. She does see it, right? But when she's thinking about budget, she's thinking about, does this person match up? Sometimes, like I said, it comes to a point where two resumes could be looking really attractive, and one has a degree, doesn't have a degree. Maybe they'll get the one with the degree, hoping that they're going to get a real good return on their investment there. But both of them have a degree, and one has a degree from a notable institution and one doesn't, they may, depend on the hiring manager again, take whatever it is their culture, the culture of the organization seeks, right? So it really depends. I've actually been in an organization where, just by chance, I guess, by coincidence, there was a lot of folks going to a particular Catholic college, right? And someone said, well, maybe they were just, but to be fair, the 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 state that they were living in, this particular college is very prominent, right? So they hire a lot of people from this particular college, right? Prestigious college. So again, it depends, what state you're looking for an employment for, what a and if the culture of the organization, looks at the degree, if they really care about the degree. So there's a lot of different factors, all right? But like I said, I'm very keeping it 100% with recruiters in the current era we in. Just make sure if you do have a degree that it's very obvious what you've done with this degree over time, like the knowledge you acquired, you've built on top of that, all right? And the knowledge you've acquired is being valuable to previous organizations, right? Make that very clear on the resume that as a result of this degree, if you want to spell it out, you were able to align with this job and for this reason, all right? Many people don't always do that. The degree is just there right on top of the resume, right? But yeah, if you are concerned about the whether your degree is going to make an impact in the job, do the research about the organization that you're in. Ask questions from certain people that work at the organizations, right? If you can connect, and also empathize. I can't speak right now. Can you imagine? um, Basically, ensure that in your cover letter and in the resume that you're really honing into this degree. If you did a minor or a major, make sure you spell that out very well, what it was in. And in the cover letter, you can put the description. This is the degree I have. This is the opportunities that it's created for me in past employment. These are the highlight the high level topics that you learned in the degree that you hold that is going to be of value to the job that you're applying for. Okay, hopefully this makes sense to you. But yeah, I don't think now or in the future it's this the where you went to school is going to be that much of a factor. Especially with the fact that not many people may even decide to invest in going to post-secondary institutions if they don't have any type of debt relief program. All right. Until then, let me know what you think in the comment. I'll be really curious to know if this is an issue for you or if you've come across it as an issue before. Let me know in the comment section because I would love to learn more about this from your point of view. Before you head out, give me a like. Remember to share with somebody that may actually really need this video. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button so you don't miss another valuable video in the future. Until next time, stay blessed. Bye.